right, this next tip that I'm going to give you is one of my very favorite hacks for getting your food from the garden to the freezer as fast as you possibly can. This is our busiest time of year, and so any way that I can take something from fresh to frozen, or however I'm processing it, the quicker I can do that, the better. So, today we're going to talk about broccoli. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the stems off. I'll set the stems aside. So I've just got the crowns. That's all we're really interested in at this point. So you can see that there's nothing exact about it. The stems are still perfectly good. I just don't want a lot of stem in them. So this is all broccoli that we grew this year. I actually just picked it about maybe half hour ago. So it's nice and fresh. And it takes about a half hour from the time I pick my broccoli. Takes about a half hour to be ready for the freezer. It's so fast for all of it. Typically, what you would do is you would take this broccoli and then you would blanch it. And every time you blanch it, you have to get your water up to boiling again. And then you time it, and it gets kind of soggy and limp. And it also totally loses its beautiful, vibrant color. Okay, this is what's called a steam juicer. Now you might notice, you might have seen one before, and you might notice that we're missing a piece. This is the juice part that we'd use if we were actually making juice, but we're not using it for juicing today. We're using it for steaming. So what I did was I filled this bottom part with water, and you want the water to just reach the colander. So you don't want it to be, you don't want any water in the colander part. So you want your water to be just below that. So I've got that water to boiling, so it's steaming good. And then I'm going to throw in the broccoli. And look what happens when we throw the broccoli in. It just starts turning this beautiful, vibrant, bright green color. We're not immersing it in water. We're not leaving all those good vitamins and minerals in the water. We're capturing them in that broccoli. And we're going to time this for 5 minutes. This is going to sit here and steam. And the really cool part, the part that is really fun about this, is if you watch the broccoli, it just gets brighter and more vibrant and more green as it's cooking. It's not getting wilty, it's not getting waterlogged, you're just simply steaming the broccoli. This is still a safe method. Steaming and blanching are both, one is just as safe as the other, and this is actually, I would argue, a lot better. Another thing you might notice is I piled a lot of broccoli in here. You can fit a good amount of broccoli in your steamer and steam it way more than you could do if you were blanching. And I don't have to wait for this water to start boiling again. It stays boiling the whole time because nothing's actually being put in it. One thing you're going to want to remember is to check this every once in a while. I'm going to lift this up just to show you. You're going to want to check your water level every once in a while, because you're steaming, so you're losing water. So once in a while you'll have to fill it up, bring it up to boiling, but that happens really fast. So I'm going to give you a sneak peek though. I want you to peek at this broccoli because it is just, look how vibrantly green it is. It is so beautiful. So this is hands down the best way to do this, I believe. Another advantage is when you cook this broccoli up, it almost stays like a crisp tender when you cook it, as long as you don't overcook it on the stove. But a lot of time when broccoli has been blanched, it just gets kind of soggy and it's not crisp at all. This stays nice, and it maintains its texture. It's really good. So we're going to give this another couple minutes, and then I'll show you the next step. So while this is in the steamer cooking, I'm able to it goes so quick, I'm able to start preparing my next batch for the steamer. So we're just continually moving from one batch to the next. So it just goes really, really, really fast. I do want to mention my knife that I'm using is my kitchen knife from Common Ground Bladesmith. This is a custom made knife. I said exactly what I wanted and got it. And this thing, I use it for everything. And what's fun is now when we have people over and someone's helping me in the kitchen, they always ask, where did you get this amazing knife? So I just have to brag a little bit. on this. It's my favorite kitchen knife. It's my go-to for everything. The only time I don't use this is if I need a small paring knife if I'm trying to peel something. So definitely check out Common Ground Bladesmith and their knives, and remember he can do custom work too. All right, see, we still have a minute left for this to steam. I have my broccoli ready for my next batch, and we are just gonna fly through this. Okay, something that you might notice when you go to empty your broccoli is that your water is getting kind of low. And look, this is after 2 batches, it's barely turned green, which is very different from when you blanch it and your water is bright green. So we're not losing all those nutrients. But so I just pour just another quart of water in there. I just want to make sure that we always have plenty of water to create lots of steam. Just pouring a quart in isn't going to take very long to heat back up. So we'll be heated up and ready to do another batch of broccoli in no time. Up on our broccoli, so now I'm just going to bring this over, and I literally just dump it on the towel. And yes, the towels are clean. These are my old stand-up towels. So I dump it on the towel, and look how beautiful and green this broccoli is. We haven't lost any of the nutrients in the water. Normally your water turns green, your broccoli turns kind of a yellowish color, but this is fresh and good and amazing. We're going to leave this sit for about 20 minutes to a half hour till it's completely cool, and then we'll put it in Ziploc bags and throw it in the freezer.